We saw dragon on dragon war crimes, Ormond pulling a fast one, and I think we've had enough of Mysaria. We're talking all this and more on a brand new episode of Unbinged starting now. Welcome to Unbinged, the podcast talking about all the shows and movies that you love to binge. It's me, Jagger, and that's Matt Kopfhamer, and this is a recap and discussion of House of the Dragon episode 7. We're going to talk about, when I say our boy, he's the most interesting boy. But before we get to that, Koff, give us a spoiler warning.
This is your one and only spoiler warning for all things dragons, Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon, A Song of Ice and Fire, you name it. If it has to do with George R.R. Martin's world, we're going to talk about it properly.
Yeah, we're going to jump all over the place, try not to book spoil as much as possible, even though we are very far, not very far, but like far enough from the books that we are surprised as you are most of the time. Ormund, you've said that he's still like just the most compelling character on screen, the one that you care about the most, or at least most invested in. Homie's moving in silence. And by in silence, all his actions are very loud and very smart, and rhaenyra isn't thinking... Rhaenyra is very much playing checkers, man. That is her problem, is that all of her... She's very reactive to everything. She's walking around like a Aaron Sorkin movie, like it's West Wing, just barking out orders. And all these things show that she's reactive and not thinking things through. And thus we are seeing what she's sowing, you know, she's reaping what she's been sowing for the entire season almost. Corlys has been captured. She pushed him away by not legitimizing his sons. One of them has a dragon. One of them is in charge of the fleet. That is the one thing that makes her relevant beyond having dragons. Let's start there. Corlys, I fucking love him, dude. I love him because he could only hear like 5 minutes of that Ormond podcast where he's just like, hey, yo, get him off the ox.
He's like any like well-read man listening to a manosphere like podcast and be like, this is all utter nonsense and horseshit. Take me back to prison, please, because I'd rather be there than listen to what you're fucking spewing. So fascinating scene between Ormond and Corlys. And the entire time you're sitting there thinking like, is this his grand plan? Like, you took Corlys off the board? You didn't kill him. You just took him away from Rhaenyra. And it's like, yeah, it's a blow, but is it really a big blow when you have 6 dragons to contend against and your one dragon is like a 5-year-old, barely ready for like somebody to be in the saddle, and then Vhagar, who is in the wind. You don't know where Vhagar is. You don't know where Aemond is. So your plan is to take Corlys off the board, and you're sitting there crowing about it and like acting like this is a big move. And so the whole episode, I'm like, there's got to be something else. There's got to be something else up his sleeve. And it's not until the very final moments of the episode that we see this is what he has been sowing and now is about to reap. And it's the same plan where, just like in King's Landing, where he wants to sow discord and chaos by having these traitors amongst the midst of Rhaenyra's people, he is now taking one of her biggest assets, a dragon rider, and pulling him away from her side. And so you take one of the biggest, oldest, most powerful dragons in Silverwing away from Rhaenyra's side, and suddenly the arithmetic of this war is completely different. So kudos to Ormond for seeing an opportunity, seizing upon it, and utilizing the intelligence that he's gathering from his people in King's Landing to turn such a valuable asset to his side. So again, he's probably one of the most well-written characters in the show so far, and a lot of that has to do with it makes sense what he's doing and how he's moving, and it's written in a logical way. Whereas some of these other scenes in this episode, I'm like, I don't know where the logic is, but I guess it's a cool scene. I guess it's a cool moment.
Ormond sounded like a Jordan Peterson like podcast. Sorry, y'all, if you love Jordan Peterson in there, but a lot of that shit he says sometimes, I'm like, that's a lot of big words just to say that like I'm kind of fucking racist.
Though it was pretty funny when he was like, vegetarian diet though, pretty cool.
Yeah, that's. Ormond Hightower would have hated seed oils now. Like you could just tell he'd be against.
He would have been on RFK side.
Exactly.
That guy knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, he'd be in a sauna in jeans, eating off cutting boards, telling you that you're gay if you like seed oils. That's Ormond Hightower. Let's just call it like we see it, y'all.
He
And
would be an anti-vaxxer for sure.
100%. And you got to think this is on Corliss, man. This is on Corliss. At best, he would have wasted lots of time and put the side that he supports behind in securing the capital, securing their political position. At worst, this is what could have happened. Or you think this is worse than getting killed by a random arrow when he's out Warren pulling some Baratheon shit? Because at least he would have just died and not been used as a hostage, not been used as like some kind of chess piece or whatever. He would have just been dead. And then you have Alan, I guess, to deal, or whoever, to deal with the seat of his house. This is his fault as much as it is Rhaenyra, him being reactive. And I feel sorry for him only because we need him for the good guys, because like as we know, that's relative, depending on what time of the war we're on. So
Right. It's interesting because you're right. If Rhaenyra had just given him what he wanted, which was legitimizing his two bastard sons, he would have been in the Red Keep and untouchable to Ormond's forces. He would have still had a contingent of Valyrian men hunting down the Tyroshi pirates, and that would have been taken care of, and he would have been left in a safer position. So again, I don't blame Corliss so much because I probably would have reacted in a similar manner. It's like, okay, I've done everything. I've given almost everything I have, and you're still being kind of a bitch about it. So I'm going to go over here and do my thing and cool off before I say or do something really stupid. And so, yes, he should not have been in that position, but I put that more on Rhaenyra than I do on Corliss. Because let's say she had just legitimized Alan and Adam right then and there, he would have been on her council, probably had Alan dispatched as like the commander, and they would have just killed Alan. They wouldn't have captured him as a hostage. So you're right, this situation does have some pretty far-reaching consequences, and it's probably more consequential he's a hostage than if he had just died. Because if he had just died, then yeah, Alan is the new Lord of Driftmark. He's a bastard, but he'd probably take his own name, like Alan Driftmark or some shit. And then everything would have been the same moving forward. You just would have had less, I guess, legitimacy. Because, less knowledge, less legitimacy because you're not the sea snake.
Yeah. But now you have the sea snake turned against you, or in some fashion, even though he's probably not, especially after one dinner where he's just like, take me to jail. I can't. He's literally the meme of like, pulling off headphones. But regardless, Ormond is using him against it. It's just, this is why I go back to Rhaenyra doesn't think things through at all. Like everything is just about how do I fix this problem right now, and not what if the solution is only prolonging a bigger problem. That's just Rhaenyra isn't cleaning wounds. He's just throwing a bandage over it. It's like, cool, let me get an infection slowly instead of just bleeding out.
Yeah, she's putting Band-Aids on bullet holes. That's absolutely what she's doing. And again, it's because she wasn't given... She doesn't have a tactical mind when it comes to like some of these like underhanded things. She is very much the Pikachu meme where every time she's like, but you swore an oath, and then they break it. She's like, oh, super shocked. And it's like, how many times is it going to surprise you that somebody does something different than what they tell you they're going to do? Like, stop leaning on these people gave me their oath that they would support me. It's like, well, clearly that doesn't mean shit nowadays. So I love how everyone is trying to warn her in different ways, and she's not listening to anyone until somebody like a sycophant literally tells her, like, no, you're doing a good job. You're actually doing a good job. You'll get what you want.
We're gonna put a pin in that, because like that's a whole thing, a whole can of worms of Massaria. We'll come back to Ormond. Before we go, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. And if you're on a mobile device, use the hype. That helps us out. YouTube made a new way for us to ask things for you. Next Monday is our last House of the Dragon, but we'll still be here with lanterns every week. That's going to be a big deal. This Tuesday, as in tomorrow, we're going to be talking about Spider-Man Brand New Day. We've all watched it. We're all super excited. That'll be for premium members. So if you want to see stuff like that, a lot of our movies, those are for premium members only. Come hang out with us, guys, because we're all, spoiler warnings. It was great. I don't think I've seen a negative thing about it that's been real and doesn't sound like bot fodder. Then Thursdays, we have Silo. We're like only halfway through it. Apple gives us these 10 episode season chonkers, and you guys have been really locked into that, even though that show has kind of slowed down. I know that we're going to have the end of X-Men 97. We're going to do a full season review of that. So you guys that started with us, you can end with us, and we could talk about the whole season together. I think that pretty much covers it. Oh, shit. Ted Lasso starts this week. Yes. Mine and Alfredo's day job has also started this month. So like life comes at you fast. Back to Ormund. He recruits Ulf. This is what goes back to you said about Pikachu mean. Ulf defected. What?
No one could have seen it coming. You put him on house arrest. You tell him you can't drink, and then you beat him in the street in front of people. Like, what do you think was going to happen?
He was already untrustworthy. Before you did all that, he was suspect at best. Like, he was already suspect. And then you went and did all that. It's like, come on, dude. Like, the moment I met Ulf, I would have been like Joker. I'm just like, yeah, I know the fuckheads. You know, yep. I would have pointed at him right then. Then you're going to treat him like shit. You should have kept him drunk in a tavern. You like Nathan Fielder him, where you set up a tavern that's like everyone in there are fucking actors, basically. Let him have a good fucking time, monitor it, and you keep someone with him the whole time. How she treated Hugh Hammer, that's another one. Like, where's he at right now? And do you think he's happy? Do you think he's had a good time? Like, you treated Hugh Hammer like shit. Like, Ulf sucked, right? I get why you would treat Ulf like that. I'm not saying it's right. I get it with Ulf. You still shouldn't have done that. That was stupid. Hugh Hammer, colossally stupid. All he wanted was a fucking house for his wife, man. He has a dragon, Rhaenyra. Like, the more I think about Rhaenyra, it's just the Dylan meme from Severance. Like, she dumb, like real bad, dude.
Honestly, it goes back to what you're saying though. She's playing checkers and she's reactionary. And instead of thinking ahead and be like, how can I keep my allies on my side? She goes, what do my allies owe me? And how can I get that? And so again, she keeps putting herself in the forefront. And, you know, in some places rightfully so, but she's not thinking tactically of how do I keep my allies satisfied? How do I keep them on my side? And again, she goes, well, they gave me their oath, so they can't break it. And it's like, girl, words are wind. And if you have someone that can ride a literal nuke, like, why do they need you? If you can't provide what you've promised and what you've said and what you've you've given assurances and everything like that, if you can't keep your word, why should they keep yours? So again, it's just her being reactionary, not thinking more than one step ahead. And like you said with Ulf, he is so easy to control. You give him some beer, you give him some women, and just say, hey, stay put, have a good time until I need you. And then when I'm ready for you to roll out, you roll out, you break some shit. And then keep him happy. Hugh, like you said, super easy. Give him a fucking house. Doesn't even have to be a castle. Just a little house where you can keep him and his wife. Boom. There you go. Two of your greatest assets are now well within your pocket. And maybe anybody tries to pull them out, you're going to know. So just again, her making every wrong choice.
The three of her biggest mistakes were three of her easy, like, she was like, I don't want to make your kids legit, Corliss, because people may talk shit about me. Motherfucker, they already talk shit. If your worst thing is that the realm is talking shit about you, you're living your nightmare right now, baby girl. Everyone, they're like, to quote Ulf,
calling you Queen of Bastards.
yes, like you could have, fuck it, you know. you would have looked a lot better. It's just like, yeah, man, bastards are cool people too. You could have Lincolned it. Granted, Lincoln wouldn't have been around, like that's several,
But yeah,
eras.
you can absolutely lean into it.
Yes, that's like Lincoln wasn't I need to, free the slaves. He's just like, damn, dude, this people really like this shit though, and then he kind of ran with it. That happened, guys. I'm not saying that Lincoln is a bad or good. He was just politically savvy. Rhaenyra does not have that gene in her. It's like you said, man. I'm gonna be honest. I just can't stand her because it is pure entitlement. She's like, well, my father said I'm the queen. I'm like, okay, Malfoy. Give me a fucking house,
Do something to prove that you deserve to be queen. Because
yes.
At this point, at least with, jumping ahead a little bit, at least with Aegon, he seems to have learned a little bit of a lesson, and he seems more ready for the throne than you are at this point.
Yeah, well, the only thing I was going to hit on was Daron and Gwaine. Only thing I'm going to say about them, and we could all agree, they said the quiet part out loud. This motherfucker's a madman. Like, what are we gonna do, man?
Great.
Like that's the only thing about him. But that's a perfect segue because Aegon and Rhaenyra are learning the same lesson in different environments. And by say learning I think Aegon's learning the lesson the right way, even though he's like, again, we talked about this pre-show about like he shouldn't have burned those men, man. Like that is the one Targaryen thing where they love to say Dracarys, man. They love to say it, but him having his moment, he was ready to face shit like a man. Like the one time he was just like, you know what, Larys, you're right. I've been a bitch, dude. You know what? Y'all do whatever. Save yourself. They're gonna kill me. I'm gonna go to my dragon, my boy. I'm gonna die like a man. You got to give him fucking credit. And then he ends up, his dragon fucking Gandalf's like a goddamn boss, bro, up behind him.
But he comes back looking worse than he did before.
He reversed Gandalf's. Yeah, he reversed Gandalf's.
Gandalf the gray.
Yeah. But no, he went to Gandalf the brown, dog. He went past gray, dude.
Yo, he went straight Two-Face with that fucking melty side.
Yeah, dude. Looking like Viserys. He kind of looks sick, dude. He looked like he kind of looked tight, man. If you're going to have a dragon that looks scary as fuck, that's the one. But Aegon's learning how to be a good king the hard way. Rhaenyra's learning she's a bad queen the hard way.
Right, exactly. It stems from last episode when Aegon first of all, kudos to Tywin Lannister. Loyal to the fucking end. Like, I did not expect that, and I give him all the props. Like, good for you for being like, you know what? If you're going to go out like a king, I'm going to go out like a fucking lord too, and I'm going to go out with my king. So kudos to them. But last episode when we had the scene with Aegon asking Tywin, am I a terrible king? Am I a terrible person? And Tywin can't give him a straight answer. Aegon at that moment is like, okay, I need to change some shit. I need to do things differently if I want to have any sort of claim or shot at the throne again. And this is his way of reclaiming that at least kingly aura and kingly manner. And for him to survive in that manner, like you said, he probably should have been like, hey, if you guys want to join my side, I won't burn you. But,
if you don't, then I'll burn you. Yeah, but at least give him the option.
Give him the option. Yeah. If you roll up with an army of 1,000 people, it's a lot better than you and just Thailand and a dragon. But, for what it was, cool scene. Logically, though, I do have some pretty big complaints about Sunfire coming back to life, if you want to quote it like that. So I know
he needs a little nap, man. Don't you need a little nap sometimes?
Here's the thing. So I know we don't really talk much about book versus show differences, but there's a big difference when it comes to Sunfire in the book and the show. In the book, he is grievously injured after the fight at Rook's Rest with Melees. Aegon knows that. Everybody knows that. He leads a contingent of men to watch over Sunfire and keep him safe while he recovers. In the show, they posit everyone assumes Sunfire is dead. We see the peasantry of Rook's Rest literally scavenging from Melee's body. Why have they not touched Sunfire? Why have they not started scavenging scales, bones, blood, any fluid, anything they can get from this dead, quote unquote, dead dragon that we see? Because you can't tell me that the peasantry wouldn't be like, hey, we don't have meat to eat, but we have this dragon. And so we can eat the meat, we can sell the scales, we can sell the bones, we can sell all this blood. Snake oil salesman be like, hey, magical properties of dragon bones. You snort it, you'll always be able to get a boner. So it's very.
I'd buy that right now. I'm kidding.
Yeah. But to me, it's just it's a leap in logic and a failure in the writing of the show that they presented Sunfire as dead. So logically, things should have happened just for them to have this cool moment where, like, actually he's alive the whole time. And in the moment, it's cool as hell. But then you stop for a second, you think about it, you're like, it doesn't quite work. And that, I think, is indicative of the show, is they keep doing these cool aura farming moments, but the logic behind how it happened just falls apart.
Yeah. And that's another good segue to go into where we focus and spend time on versus where we need to spend time on is always, I feel like that's a constant thing that we talk about. And Silo, if you guys are following the Unbinged cinematic universe and you're watching Silo and House of the Dragon, Eileen, you probably are. You're our day one and we love you. We constantly talk about how people are spending time when they write with these characters. Whereas, like, the Dragon Sunfire is, like, really important. I'm not saying that Sheep Stealer is not important, but I like that. I feel like that's over because it felt like such a distraction, and they could have used Sheep Stealer. And yeah, like you said, we try to talk about book versus show as often as we can. Sometimes it's just too hard. Why just not use it like the book, where it's like, Sheep Stealer was, even if you're going to do Nettles with Rhaena, like, make Rhaena grimy as fuck. Who cares? You give her dregs, make her look like Felicia, but make her fight with Darren, or Damon, excuse me. Make her useful instead of this plot device that kills Jacaerys, and then we got to spend a good chunk of time like erasing, because that's what that is. That's like, fuck, I don't need this character anymore. It's like, all right, we got to kill him. I will say I like what it does emotionally, and maybe this is a good time to talk about all these things. And now that I'm talking through this, it makes me more accepting of Mysaria Rhaenyra, because this moment's a good catalyst to show the divide that Mysaria really is putting between her and Daemon. Daemon doesn't need any help to put divides between him and other people. Mysaria is just really digging that shit around because, like, Rhaenyra has the right of it. This is the one time where Daemon was actually put in a rock and a hard place. Half the time Daemon puts himself between a rock and a hard place. Daemon reacts like him and Aemon. They're the first to be like, let me cut my way through this instead of, like, using words. But he actually thought through it. He's just like, this does not serve my wife. Maybe he probably should have told her. I'm not saying that he was right to tell her, but, like, he genuinely worried and feared about his daughter. He was actually not working out of selfishness. And then Mysaria puts it into, like, but he lied to you. Let's fuck. It's kind of, the whole thing in itself is where we're spending a lot of time, but it seems to be cleaning up things to get to the next thing, if that makes sense. Like, I got to clean up my dishes before I can go have dessert.
I mean, to me, it's a weird setup because you're right. Daemon doesn't need any help from any outside forces to make him seem suspect. Like, he does it all on his own just fine. But having
he's real good at being a fuck ass. He's one of the best in the realm.
Yeah. We celebrate him for it. But for Mysaria to be like that friend zone person that's like, hey, your boyfriend ain't shit, he's a trifling ass bitch, just to get on the good side of the person you're attracted to or who's in power, it feels weird, and it feels antithesis to who the character should be. Like, she is supposed to be this manipulative master of whispers, and every action she takes feels so, like, telegraphed and so obvious that it's surprising that Rhaenyra is still falling for it. And for her to have that little scene between Mysaria in the throne room and the madam, like, literally calling her out and be like, you were one of us and now you think you're better than us just because you're at the foot of the royals. Like,
what, you think you're better than me?
Exactly. It's, you jumped up whore. But to have that scene, it felt unnecessary because we know that. Like, that's been her Mysaria the whole time. Like, you don't need to have that interaction. It's very weird. And again, the reason Mysaria is doing it in the show is she's trying to secure her own place because she's scared that Daemon's gonna, throw her to the wayside, which he has already done multiple times. I'm tired of it, and I wish they would focus their energy elsewhere. And when I say focus your energy elsewhere, I don't mean Harrenhal, because I got too much Harrenhal. Let's ease back on the Harrenhal. Ooh.
Yeah, dude, we're gonna get to that because we have to. But
fucking Oedipus Aemond. Ugh.
I want to talk about Mysaria in general because I think we're getting to. Maybe this is a non-spoiler book spoiler or whatever. I apologize, guys, but like, again, this is the book's been around a long time. This feels like Mysaria is the catalyst to get, or at least part of the catalyst to get to Rhaenyra the Cruel, and I do think this is necessary. Is it the actress that's just not doing a good job delivering, and that's the problem? Like, maybe because honestly. Yeah, like Littlefinger, Varys, they were doing their own shit in their same way. Like we saw all that shit. They were probably even using similar dialogue, but the way they did it, it just felt like
it was more compelling.
It was compelling. I'm like, yeah, man, I might fall for that shit too. The moment White Worm talks, I'm just like,
You know who she reminds me of? From Game of Thrones, she reminds me of Shay. Very much. Like the really bad accent, the stilted dialogue, the wooden delivery. Like, hate to say it, she's not very good in this role. And
she's not. The accent doesn't make any sense, man. Like, I wish it felt like some. And I know these accents they're not real, obviously.
Like
wherever
she's,
obviously. Yeah, but like at least have consistency. Like. When I heard someone, I'm like, okay, they're a Dothraki. This is a Dothraki accent, or like this is a foreigner. And wherever this foreigner's from, they sound like this specifically. It's like I don't understand what the Delco accent is, and like mayor of Easttown and Task, but like when I hear it, I know it's consistent. You murdered my dirter in the water. That's a consistent fucking accent. Whatever she's giving is just not. Sometimes it's German. Sometimes it's a little Asian. Sometimes I'm like, okay, you're Jamaican, man. It just, it feels racist at random times,
It doesn't all over the place.
And it's really very all over the place. Yeah. And especially there is not bad acting anywhere else in this show. I don't think, regardless of what you think of the show, everyone is acting their fucking asses off top to bottom. It makes it even more glaring, I think.
The only one that I can say might be in a similar arena is probably the Alice. Like she's not great. I'm not compelled by her on screen. Her interaction with her
writing on that, dude.
There's zero chemistry.
Yeah. To be fair, though,
might be right.
I think the chemistry is on purpose because
to be forced. Because
it's meant to be forced. Because Alicent has become one of my favorite characters, even though she's kind of become awful. Like she's become almost like a castle rat. Where she's got. I'm sorry, like. They've literally backed her into a corner, locked her up in a dark place, and she's doing rat shit. Like I'm gonna kill my son and do like she's in a nice dress and nice clothing, but she's doing rat shit.
Alice. I'm talking about the witch, not Alicent. Alicent.
I know who you're talking about. Okay. I know this. I'm gonna bring it back. I know who you're talking about, Alice. But Alicent is my favorite character because she's just honest now. Like she doesn't give a fuck about anything. Because she's sitting there, she's like, who is this bitch? Like, kind of the whole time.
Why are you having dinner with this whore?
Yes, dude. Because the whole thing was weird. Them holding hands. She's just like, okay, like, your mommy's here. You don't love me,
When Aemon starts, he's like, So this is my new seat. This is my new lady. I'm gonna start a new dynasty. And Allison's like, where the fuck has all of this come from? What are you talking about?
Like the lack of chemistry. That's like, to me, it's not the actress's fault that she's the way she, because like, I'll be honest, season 2, at first I'm like, I liked her, and then it just got too fucking long. I'm just like, I just got tired of the plot line, not of her. That's why I think this writing doesn't make any sense. Like, shit or get off the pot, meaning do something with Aemon, or I don't need to see him. There's other things I need to see, or I would rather see. Again, I'm okay spending more time in Tumbleton. Every scene in Tumbleton has been great. Even the shit with Hugh Hammer. Even the shit with Hugh Hammer's wife was horrific, but it painted a picture, you know? It showed something that was necessary, that like, I'm not stupid, man. I already watched 8 seasons of Game of Thrones. I'm very much trained in not seeing characters if I don't need to. I went a whole season without Bran. Didn't fucking notice.
We could have gone 2 whole seasons without Bran, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. Like half of Bran's shit could have been an email, dude.
God damn it. Who has a better story than Bran the Broken? Fuck you.
Who has a better story than Bran the Broken? Everybody, dude.
Fucking Hodor did.
Yeah, like we saw you get loaded up. Like it could have been one episode, and you know where they load up, you know, Neo, and he's just like, I learned kung fu. That's all that was, dog.
Perfect.
You just Avatar plugged hitself up to a tree, and just like downloaded Fire and Blood, and then just gotta go. That's basically what happened. Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong.
Okay.
Whenever was like, hey, hang on, let me tell you about my family. He's like, all right.
Yeah, exactly. Which, I guess we're already in the Riverlands. Aemon and Alice. What is Alice Rivers' endgame? I guess is where I'm at. What is her endgame?
Does she want to be queen? Like, I don't really understand what she wants, other than, like, it made sense at first. She's like, I want Harrenhal and I want to be left alone. Like, everybody fuck off. Leave the peasantry alone. It's like, all right, cool. I get that. But now does she want to be queen? Does she want Aemon as king? Does she want to bring more dragons? It's very all over the place, and I can't quite tell what her motivation is anymore. Other than maybe now she got a little taste of power and saw the possibility of being second in command, maybe. But other than that, I don't get her endgame.
It feels like whatever. It feels like Star Wars Rogue One, but like not good. Where it's like this story to interject what happened. Like, you know, The New Hope was all, we found plans to destroy the Death Star. So like we made this other story to show how we got there. Like, imagine if A New Hope just stopped all of a sudden and it's like, all right, we're going to go see Caspian. We're going to go see him, learn about all this shit. It would have been like, wait, why are we here? You know, like, that's kind of what it feels like. This makes sense and this happened, but like, maybe this is an episode that you release later that can, I don't know, man. It's just too long and I don't care. That's the blunt way to put it. It's too long. I don't fuck it. Yeah.
It feels like she's doing XYZ shit when the story should be focused on ABC shit.
Mm-hmm. Let's talk about the other dragon seed for a moment. Is Alan and Adam, did they like paper, rock, scissors for Bela? And he's just like, you got first kiss, you won, brother.
That was very funny. He's like, what about a highborn? He's like, oh, you talked to your brother, huh? He's like, oh, fuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was a very funny scene. I can't say much about what's going to come from it because it will spoil the end of the show, but just keep that in mind. Keep those relationships in mind. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah, that this is penultimate. I think everything's going to end up in Tumbleton, because like, to bring it back all to Ormond, he talks about all the pieces that he has, man. He's done a really good job at weakening Rhaenyra's position. And I keep thinking about Rhaenyra and Aegon. Both of their problems is they had a bad king dad.
Yeah.
I would say Viserys was a bad dad to Aegon. He was a good dad to Rhaenyra. He was a bad king dad to both of them. But like, with Rhaenyra, he was there. He was supportive
He
in her
doted on
life.
her.
He doted on her. With Aegon, he's just like, I had you, and
Fuck
I'm
you.
already old and I'm done. You're kind of a cunt. And then it just like made that shit worse, you know? And then to both of them, he taught neither of them how to rule. And now we're seeing Aegon learn how to rule the hard way.
Though,
Because like right now, I'll be straight up. If you I apologize for my dog, guys. He's sleeping. He's a really loud grunter. Aegon, if you showed me right now, I'm gonna roll with Aegon. Is that fucked up? Like,
no.
let's put it. If I'm the army that rolled up and everything I've known for Rhaenyra, and I saw that shit from Aegon, I'd be like, "Whoa, there! Don't say the D word yet. You seem all right. You know, you
Hold
seem
on,
all right."
hold on. We may have been too quick in saying we were for Queen
Yeah.
Rhaenyra.
Yeah, it's like I was just following orders, brother. It's just like she had a dragon. What the fuck am I supposed to do, dude? Like
She had multiple
what am I
dragons.
supposed to fucking do? You know,
So
I got
I don't
ripped.
know if it's yeah. I don't know if it's in Viserys's defense or more to his detriment. But if you remember, for like the last 15 years of his life, he really wasn't doing shit as a king. Like, he was deteriorating.
He wasn't
health.
alive, really. Like,
Yeah, he was bedridden. So he was playing with his Legos and he was bedridden while Otto and Alicent basically ran the realm by proxy. So it falls to Alicent really as their mother to she wanted her son on the throne, but she did nothing to prepare her son to be ready for the throne, and she just thrust that responsibility upon him and then was shocked when he didn't want it. And it's like, what did you think was going to happen? You spent all this time, preparing the throne for him, but none of the time preparing him for the throne.
the
So
throne. Yeah,
how can you be shocked when he A, doesn't want it, and B, is bad at it?
yeah. That's why you can't even blame him. Because like again, I was talking to my sister about it. Because she's like, "You watched it, right?" I mean, yeah, I'm about to record, and you really think Aegon probably would have been a better person had he didn't have the weight of being a king on it. Like, and maybe I'm overthinking a little bit, but at the same time, George R. R. Martin's a very detailed writer in developing these characters that like. Maybe he drank and hoard around just to fucking deal because like it's just a lot of pressure and
It's a lot of pressure.
and it's not even the pressure of if he was born like first before Rhaenyra and he was always supposed to be king, it'd have been different. But he's just like, they want me to be king. My dad does not want me to be king and wants my older sister to be king. And we all know the pressure of like literally a war that's happened now because of it. You just feel really sorry for him. And I know he raped and he is the indirect cause of like multiple Blackfire rebellions, but it's just maybe that shit wouldn't have happened and you would have had a better kid had you had Alicent and Otto been, because that was Otto's. I feel myself respecting Otto. I'm not trying to go full Ormund Targaryen to be like, actually being a conqueror is great and good for the world. I'm not saying that, but Otto was a good hand for a while. He just got greedy and he made one really, really, really fucking bad mistake. Okay, buddy. All right. This
Yeah.
dude
And what's crazy is you compare Aegon to Aemond, right? And it seems like they put more time and effort into Aemond and making sure he was trained properly as like a warrior, making sure like he spent time with Kristen Cole, learning the sword, learning the lance, learning the mace, all this shit. Learn how to be a dragon rider. And it's like they skipped over Aegon. It's so weird that they would want the throne for Aegon, but then not do anything to give him any sort of training and any sort of preparation other than like, don't be a fuck up. It's like, okay, how just because you tell somebody don't fuck up doesn't mean they won't fuck up. You got to teach them the right way too. But regardless, all that's in the past, and because of their fucking machinations, half the realm is burning. And now the other half's going to burn because Ormond's playing with forces he doesn't quite understand. And so when you bring somebody like Ulf onto your side, it's only a matter of time before things go real bad. So
Yeah,
I'm wondering then what Ormond... So So here's a couple of things we know about Tumbleton, right? It's a merchant town. It is not very well defended. It's not really meant to be a defensive holding. So what is Ormund's plan? Is he hoping that he can, get this army of Rivermen and Northmen, these 20,000 soldiers at his gates, get them surrounded, or get them to surround the castle and then unleash Ulf on them? Is he hoping to get them inside the gates of Tumbleton, get all his people out, and then burn it with Ulf? Like, what is he trying to do? Like, what is his ultimate goal with Ulf?
Kind of do the Rob Stark a little bit. Yeah, like draw him in, like
draw him in to
draw him in, yeah, to roast him, or kind of what happened to Kristen Cole. Like that makes sense. Mm-hmm. It's the only thing that would kind of make sense, because like you said, they ain't about they about the coin. They're not about defense or anything like that.
And Ormund has, like, he does not have 20,000 men. He has far less men. So it would make more sense if he leaves like a skeleton crew to draw the north, the army of the north and the Riverlands into the gates of Tumbleton. And those streets got to be like, can't be too wide. So if you get all the soldiers inside the gates, now they're kind of spread out. You unleash Ulf, then you can take out a huge swath of that army all at once. And at the end of the day, they don't give a shit about Tumbleton. So if Tumbleton burns, who cares? It was only a temporary holding they were in as a strategic place. So Ormund, I could see being the type that would let Tumbleton burn if it gets him what he wants, and then he can retreat or advance. Either retreat back to Old Town or advance onto King's Landing, depending on how things go.
Yep. Makes a lot of sense to me. Anything before we go?
Poor sheep stealer. All he wanted was to live his life, eating sheep, and then some little brown girl came and fucked everything up.
Yeah, he got slimed out, man. He got slimed out. Poor.
Do you think he survived? Because it seemed like they were implying that he was able to survive and like get away.
What would have been what's the purpose of the scene?
Again, are they gonna have a moment next season where sheep stealer pops up out of nowhere and causes some chaos
on your left? Like, I don't need that. Like that's.
Saying. They didn't show us him dying on screen, so there's always a possibility.
I don't want that. So, but anyway, rest in peace to Sheep Stealer. He just gets the zoomies, guys. He just gets the zoomies.
The one part I really liked about that scene was seeing Syrax in action and how Syrax got fucked up because she is not used to. She is a pretty dragon she's a symbol for rhaenyra, right? Like, she has all the trappings, all the looks, but she has none of the experience and none of the wherewithal, and just gets her fucking shit rocked.
Yeah. What is it? Cyrax is a knight of summer.
A child of summer.
Yeah.
Summer child.
Yeah, it's like you're a turdy dragon, bro. You ain't about this life.
Caraxes was about that shit. Caraxes getting hot, heavy, and
Bloodworm's about it. About the ruckus.
Caraxes and Sea Smoke are both battle-hardened, war veteran dragons.
Yeah, they got the squabble. Caraxes, they got no squabble, man. It was just
Syrax has been like, I'm pretty though.
Syrax gets rocked once. It's like.
Oh my god! It pissed me off that Rhaenyra was so casual with her dragon getting almost decapitated, and then she's like, she spends no time with her dragon. So like, she gets back to King's Landing, hops off, and walks away. Doesn't even fucking spare a glance. It's like, girl, you're even doing the shit with your own dragon. Like, what are you doing? Like, your allies, the people closest to you need you to actually pay attention to them, and you're not.
No, but we have the finale next week. I'll make sure Alfredo's ass is here, even if he has to like come from space. Well, I'll be here. And of course, like we said, we're gonna have Silo on Thursday. Tomorrow, for premium members, we're gonna be talking about Spooderman. Brand new day. As always, it's me, Jagger May. That's Matt Kopfhamer. You just watched an episode of Unbinged. Love you guys, and we'll see you next time.